Inside Prince Harry's intimate event at the United Nations, the Duke of Sussex spoke movingly at the United Nations about how Lesotho has been a home away from home. As any longtime New Yorker knows, the annual United Nations General Assembly is a week to avoid Midtown Manhattan as best you can, especially on the day that Joe Biden is scheduled to deliver his final United Nations address. Roads are inevitably closed, sidewalks are barricaded off, and making it to any destination that is unlucky enough to be within a 10-block radius of the United Nations headquarters requires minimum double the amount of time it normally takes. However, this morning, I ventured not just into the vicinity of the United Nations, but to the building itself. I was there to report on a sideline event hosted by Lesotho's delegation to the UN, which gathered royalty and first ladies from around the world to discuss pressing development issues. The intimate hour-long presentation featured Prince Harry, Queen Masenate Mohato Seeiso of Lesotho, Neo Jane Masisi, the First Lady of Botswana, and Suzanne Innes-Stubb, the First Lady of Finland, speaking about issues ranging from gender-based violence to mental wellness to HIV and AIDS. Though the event was scheduled to begin at 11:30 a.m., the royal family of Lesotho entered the room shortly before noon. As the Queen and King of Lesotho entered the space, it quieted, and the 100 or so gathered attendees, mainly foreign dignitaries who were attending Yunga, waited for the Duke of Sussex to make an appearance. When he arrived just a few minutes later, an excited murmur swept through the small crowd.
Let us welcome Prince Harry into the room of Duke of Sussex.
He quickly embraced King Letsie III as he entered, the older brother of his longtime friend, Prince Seeiso. We are here because we have a shared conviction that a safer, more dignified world is not only possible but achievable if we all work in unison. Queen Masenate began her address. Prince Harry's remarks to the small gathered group took a decidedly personal tone. He began by speaking in English, then Sesotho, a language of Lesotho. I would like to start by extending my deepest gratitude to their majesties for their continued friendship, Harry said. The Lesotho royal family, as well as Lesotho itself, has been a pillar of strength for me over the last 20 years, welcoming me with open arms and such kindness. He continued, the beautiful mountain kingdom feels like a home away from home. That friendship has only grown stronger as we've worked together to tackle some of the most pressing challenges facing the pursuit of people and the wider world. It all began 2 decades ago when my dear friend Prince Seeiso first gave me a tour of your special country. I was struck by the strength and courage of your people amidst the immense challenges they face. Prince Harry first visited Lesotho in 2004 during his gap year between graduating Eton and beginning at Sandhurst Military Academy. 2 years later, he and Prince Seeiso co-founded the charity Travalyst, which means forget-me-not in Sesotho, in honor of their mothers. Travalyst is dedicated to supporting the most vulnerable children in Lesotho, those who are victims of extreme poverty or suffering due to the HIV/AIDS epidemic. When we first started, he was a young man, straight from school. He was eager to absorb, and over the period I've seen him grow tremendously, Prince Seeiso told TNC a few years ago. Not only grow as a person, but his passion for the charity and for the cause of young people who are seemingly on the margins. The key focus of the organization, helping young people thrive no matter their circumstance, aligns with Prince Harry's mission in advocating for mental health support for all ages. During today's remarks, the Duke emphasized the importance of what he describes as mental fitness. Good mental health, mental fitness is not a luxury, it is a necessity for every single one of us, he said. Harry added, "We must be brave enough to speak and be kind enough to listen." After his address, Harry listened intently to the rest of the remarks, and even when the session ran over its allotted time, he made no move to leave. As the event came to a close, Harry spoke with the King and Queen of Lesotho, and many attendees tried to not so subtly snap a photo of him. While the first day of Harry's solo trip to New York City focused on his mother's legacy, with events spotlighting the Diana Award and the Halo Trust, the Duke's schedule on his second day was much more varied. He began the morning with an address at the Clinton Global Initiative, focusing on online safety as it relates to children, and in the afternoon, Harry attended an event marking 5 years of Travalyst, the nonprofit he founded, which focuses on sustainable tourism.
That's the first one I bought. Hello, everybody. Can I ask you to take your seats if you have done so?
He spoke for around 10 minutes to a small gathered group about the mission and future of the organization. Over the past 2 decades, I've had the privilege of working in conservation alongside communities that serve as the true guard of some of the world's most breathtaking and vulnerable places, he said near the start of his speech. Through this work, I've seen firsthand how travel and tourism can be a double-edged sword, a force that has the potential to do tremendous good or, if it's managed, inflicts serious harm. While the event felt less personal in tone from his morning remarks at the UN, the Duke of Sussex did speak about his children and his fears about the ongoing threat of climate change. This content is imported from TikTok. You may be able to find the same content in another format, or you may be able to find more information at their website. Every year we break new temperature records, Prince Harry shared. On the 22nd of July earlier this year, we experienced the hottest day ever. Dr. Sally Urin's organization Forum for the Future shared a report with me that said that somebody born in 2020 is likely to experience 8 times the number of heat waves, 4 times the number of droughts, 3 times the volume of crop failures, and 3 times the number of river floods that a person born in 1960. As a father of 2 children, that's absolutely terrifying. The level of suffering is heartbreaking, and the cumulative cost of recovery has us permanently on the back foot. It also shows the vital need to take a systems approach to ensure we focus on the root cause and not the symptoms that is going to require all of us pushing in the same direction. After he spent time schmoozing with those in attendance, still energetic despite his non-stop 48 hours of events in support of causes near to his heart, and then it was finally time to leave Midtown.